Robots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers. The Transformers. More than beastly the Transformers.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of the Predacon / Predaking review. So today, guys, I wanted to first off apologize for being so late with part 2, but rather than give you a lame excuse, you guys came here to see these figures, so let's go ahead and get right to them. And we're going to be taking a look at Razorclaw and Rampage. Now, I want to say this right off the bat, that all the Predacons, all 5 of them, to a degree, one degree or another, do actually sacrifice some elements of their beast mode for the overall combiner mode. Now, out of all 5, these 2 are the ones that do it the least. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at, and we'll look at Razorclaw here in just a second. Rampage, you know, he does have a downward head, and he does have basically a blaster for a tail. That's the only 2 things I can knock it, because otherwise, you know, his beast mode, like I said, it's not totally destroyed. It's passable for a Jaguar. It is more faithful to his G1 appearance. Now, I think that Razorclaw is a little more well thought out. The only area of sacrifice that I can see is really with these areas back here. Other than that, he's totally pulling off his G1 chunky robot lion look. And I gotta say that I think out of all 5, he's my favorite. Before I bore you too much, let's do a little comparison. Here is Lyle Convoy, so you can kind of see how, ironically, this Maximal stands up to this Predacon. Little Beast Wars vibe going on there. So we go ahead and let's just go ahead and also compare him to Rampage here, which in my day, the Predacon Rampage was a crab. But, you know, that's not about, we're not talking about the crab, we're talking about these guys. So, other than that, now you see how they stacked up to a fellow Voyager figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at these guys in robot mode. And here are these gents in their robot modes. Now, I gotta say that you can tell a drastic difference now, especially with the color palette on Rampage here. Overall, is it a solid robot mode, despite his little combiner backpack thing that he's got going on here. Even with that, yeah, I do like his robot mode. Now, the one thing that I find amazing about Razorclaw is I'm getting like a very Optimus Prime vibe. The guns that kind of look like the smokestacks. Again, he's rocking a faceplate like Optimus Prime. That is awesome. But anyway, there is a special feature about Razorclaw that Voyagers of this line don't generally have, because if you flip up his lion head here, oh my goodness, he has a matrix. Oh, like we haven't seen that before. But instead of having just some, you know, another matrix recolor, this is actually Onyx Prime, which came exclusively with Predaking. You see what Hasbro did there? So, you know, you can pop him out and take a look at him and see him in all of his glory, if you want to call it that. So we'll just go ahead and put him right back in Razorclaw's chest. See, another reason why he's giving me an Optimus vibe. And look at that, they're pointing their guns right at the audience. How rude is that? You know what? I gotta say, I like their weapons for these guys better than I do Taurochs and Headstrongs. They actually, they work great with these figures. And real quickly, here you can see how they scale. Again, with Lao Convoy, they're both actually taller than he is by like half a head. So there you have that. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and put these guys in their pieces of the combiner mode. Now, to get these guys into their combiner modes, you have to go from his beast mode, but you have to go from his robot mode to get to it. So, step 1, take their guns, and you just plug them into each other, and you set that off to the side.
The Predacons are ferocious animal robots who lash out with fury. Swift, savage, and always relying on animal instinct, the Predacons explode into action. Rampage, the tiger who can leap 500 feet. And there's the Predacon commander, Razorclaw, whose claws can rip through steel. Together, they combine into a hair-trigger horror, the giant robot Predaking.
And so here you actually have the upper half of Predaking's torso, and make sure that he slots onto that rail. And you can see here we actually have part of Predaking ready to go. So please stay tuned for part 3, which will look at Dive Bomb and put all of Predaking together. And until next time, we'll see you in another review.